Hi guys and gals, it's the Cannabis Crone. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. It's pretty nice weather here. Nice and breezy, it's sunny, it's in the 70s. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a nice reprieve. We've had very hot weather lately, but I'm still looking forward to some more hot weather. I'm not going to lie. As always, you can subscribe to the Cannabis Crone podcast. And if you like the video, you can like it. Or if you don't like it, you can thumbs down. And if you like to hate watch, hey, subscribe. And then you'll know exactly when you can get your frustration out by watching me. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about... Well, I guess me. I want to talk about, be a little transparent about what recently happened to me. I was on a thread on a Facebook news page, and it was a story about, it was either about I think it was about sending kids back to school. And I am very opposed to that. And I will get to that in a second. But, and these people were like spouting things that absolutely were not true, and just real like propaganda and very, very diehard Trump supporters. And it's just really frustrating to know that anybody in this community could be that stupid as to support Trump, and anything that he has to say after what he has done to this country after a mere almost 4 years. I mean, he has, not that it was ever any great shakes to begin with, but he really has, it was like we were on a downswing and he just, he plummeted us. So we're in the abyss now. But, anyway, I got angry. And so I'm a writer, so I used my power of words, and I was slicing and dicing, and then two people on the thread called me a hateful bitch. And so I thought, I apologize about my allergies. It has been the season. Of course, 2020 is going to be the worst allergy season I've ever experienced. It's par for the course. But anyway, that's why I sound a little stuffy, because I am. Anyway, so it took me aback. I had to think about it and then admit to myself that they were right. I had been a hateful bitch, man. Even though I was on the right side of things, or what I perceived to be the right side of things, I still was hateful about it. And gleefully hateful, I will say, because I was actually enjoying myself in a very dark way, being able to put these people in their place. So I had to really question my motivations, because if I want to educate people, if I want to try and turn the tide in any small way that I can and help people understand what's really going on behind the scenes, I can't come across as shaming them or belittling them, because people do not want to learn from someone who insults them. Trust me. So, but at the same time, it feels like sometimes these people will only listen with a sledgehammer. So then am I wasting my time anyway? Because if even, throwing a brick at their head, verbally, in a verbal sense, not in a real sense, isn't going to do the trick, these people cannot be changed. There are some people that you just cannot change their opinion. Because if they're coming from a place that is not based in fact, not based in science, not based in reality, then you can't argue that anyway. Because anything that you say, it doesn't matter. They don't care. Obviously, if they cared about facts, they wouldn't believe the way they do, right? So that's something that I really have to do. And not only that, I actually have to catch myself when I'm acting out like that. I really need to start being more gentle and more compassionate. I'm just so, this year has put me into, I mean, I am always on the defense, always. And even on the offensive in some cases because I'm so defensive. And so I'm taking responsibility for that. I want to lead by compassion, and it's so fucking hard because believe me, some of these people, some of these Trump supporters, you know, when you hear them talking, you know, their racist trash about what's going on with Black Lives Matter and police brutality and all that stuff, when you hear that coming out of their mouth, you want to strangle them. At least I do. I want to choke them and watch the life ebb from their eyes. That's not good. Because what that's doing is it's just taking this rage and fermenting it and then adding it to the rest of the negative energy that's in the world. And remember, this is all energy. It's just an interpretation. So if we're putting out all of this noxious, toxic energy, then it's going to expand. And it's going to be attracted to the dark places. And it's just, you know, it kind of perpetuates. Energy perpetuates itself. So what I need to task myself with doing is to put out as many positive vibes as I can. Now, there's a difference between silencing yourself and revamping the way you deliver the message. And I'm just going to revamp the way I deliver the message because of the fact that I still have to keep speaking my truth. And let's face it, there's a lot of negative things going on that need to be talked about. So I'm not going to stop doing that, but what I will stop doing is the delivery. I'm going to try and not be negative. And you know, if I see somebody posting something that is absolutely out of this world, ridiculous and stupid, nothing I say is going to make them any smarter, and it's not going to change their mind. So I'm just not going to, I'm not going to comment. And that might mean that and that might mean that I have to stop reading a lot of the stuff on Facebook, truthfully, because it's not in my nature. I am my father's daughter, and it is not in my nature to back down and acquiesce to stupidity. He never suffered fools gladly, and it's really hard for me to do so as well. But it is my responsibility to decide, you know what, if I can't change their mind, anything that if I know that I can't change their mind and I am engaging them still, that turns into like kind of just, you're just being a troll, you're just being vengeful, you're just being mean, and you just want to cut this person down into a million little pieces. And that could be me, but I don't want it to be me. I have that potential. I absolutely have that potential. So what I'm doing from now on is I'm practicing that mindful intent. I'm going to question my motivations. Literally, before I write anything down on social media, I'm going to ask myself, is this going to help in any way? And then I'll move from there. And that's kind of going to be the guidepost, I guess, the philosophy of my life from here on out. Is I really going to question my integrity my integrity of purpose with what I do. And I think that if we all did that, we'd find out that a lot of times we're not always coming from that place of justification, or justice rather. We're coming from a place of righteous indignation. And that really is not where justice and equality and inclusiveness come from. So I end up putting myself in a place that is morally opposed to what I truly believe. So that's interesting. So I'm causing myself to be a hypocrite when I start doing that, when I start doing the slicing and dicing. So I'm making a commitment. I need to be kinder and just really not be lazy. I need to not be lazy. It's so easy to come from that place of just, but it's also a lazy place to be, because for me, anger is first. I mean, I could always, I'm convinced I could be like a total evil villain, if I just let go and embrace it. And I don't want to do that, because I've had too many people in my life tell me that I was meant for something better than that. I was meant to change things in a positive way. So I'm going to try and live up to that. And that means just not giving in to my baser nature. And we all have that. We all could slide into a dark place. Some of us more than others. I know, like I said, I could probably be, I'm just so lucky that I have grandchildren, because they they soften you, and they bring humor and love and joy into my life. So I'm very grateful for that. And that helps me not become that person that I totally could, just that hateful, I don't want to come to that, and I don't want to be that. And so if anyone else out there is feeling the same way, it's good to confront it and really decide, what kind of human do you want to be? Because there are plenty of bad, evil ones out there right now, and we're seeing them. But there are also 3 times as many good people out there that are trying to figure out a way to exist in this new reality. And that's what I'm trying to do. Everything is in limbo. I'm not going to go into how horrible the leadership is and how they're leaving us on the tarmac while the captain lies every 25 minutes. I've already said that in a previous podcast. But what I will say is that we can't wait for the government to show us the way out. We have to find it for ourselves. So you need to decide if this is how everything is going to be, if this is it. And this can be a hypothetical question to help you get thinking along those lines. If this is it, and we know for a fact that things are not going to get better, then how are you going to live a full life during this pandemic, during this government meltdown? How are you going to continue to live a full life? What are you going to put in place? What kinds of things are you going to have to adapt to? What are you going to have to learn? Who can you talk to help you learn? How are you going to survive if the economy completely crashes? What if you lost everything? These are questions that I think we all need to think about. So this podcast was twofold. Think about how you're going to continue to survive in this particular world that we are in, because this is the world that we are in. And number 2, how do you educate and stay on the side of justice and wisdom? How do you stay on that side and yet remain firm in your opposition to this government? That's another question. We all got to find our own way, don't we? But at least if you're transparent with yourself and you admit to your own shortcomings, you can try and be better. And I really want to be better. I want to be better, and I want to continue speaking my truth too. So that's a fine balancing act, and I'm going to really try hard. I'm going to try to balance. By the way, I've noticed something. If you guys watch any of the alternative shows that I do, like Jimmy Dore, Redacted Tonight, The Hill, The Progressive Voice, The Humanist Report, any of those, I am very disconcerted that I have not seen any of these shows talk about the amazing research that's coming out of Canada about cannabis and the C virus. And that was a previous podcast. I'm not going to get into it, but it just, even though these are the news outlets that are supposed to be telling us what's going on and giving us the real truth rather than mainstream media, I've heard nothing about this. And to me, this is bigger than any vaccine research that they're doing right now, because this could possibly become a supplement that could help us coexist with this virus. So, Jimmy, come on. You were talking about mushrooms the other day. Jesus Christ, talk about cannabis healing and how it could help us survive the C virus. Just saying. All right, everybody, have a beautiful Sunday. Be kinder, be good to one another, and be good to yourself. Namaste.